Are the men folk running amok in the international streets? Are they unleashed and terrorizing the female community? I'm just kidding. Today, we're talking about Black men traveling abroad, dating abroad, and the pesky passport bro label. Is it fact or fiction? But first, my name is Keyoka. I'm the awkward Black Nomad. I'm a writer, I'm a dog mom, and I travel solo. On my channel, I talk to Black travelers all around the world where we kind of get into their little bit of business, okay? About what they be doing in these international streets. If that sounds like content that you're interested in, go ahead and click the subscribe button, okay? Like the video because you like me. All right. Drop down in the comment section if you have any questions for my guest today. And of course, Black folk, we speak when we come into the room. So as you filter in, tell me hi. Hello? Tell me hi. Let me bring up my guest. Oh, he just showing out already.
¿Qué pasa? Keyoka, mi Keyoka, ¿cómo estás? Bienvenidos.
Can you
Bienvenidos,
really
Puerto
speak
Rico.
Spanish? Can you actually speak Spanish?
Oh, I can dabble.
I
I
love
can
that for you.
dabble.
So
Yeah, I can dabble. So what's good? Let me turn my camera back around.
Adrian is in
Get y'all a little.
beautiful Puerto Rico, and he's giving us a little scenery because, as you said before on my channel, people just sit. What did you say? People sit too much.
Oh, I was saying on your live stream, people be in the closet in Kuwait or London and
Listen,
like, hey, get
we
outside and
go.
show us.
We. Listen, I go through the tundra.
in our
Okay, find my
in,
guest.
in Armenia. They be in beautiful Armenia and what is that place you love so much in Europe?
Mania.
Albania. I said Armenia. Albania. Yeah, show us Albania, man. We'd be up in the closet doing an interview with you and stuff. So I said I wanted to give you some visuals as we talk a little bit, chat, and thank you for bringing me on your channel. You know, blessing me with the opportunity, returning the favor, because I had you on my channel like what 2 years ago, 3 years
Yes.
ago.
So for anyone watching, if you want to see my conversation with Travelmatic, I'll put the videos in the description of this video. We talk about remote work and also travel fatigue. We had really good conversations with another person who's been on the channel, Tiffany, Sports and Heels.
Yeah, Tiffany.
That was
She
an
said she was
interesting.
coming.
She gonna come, Tiffany. If you're here, drop down in the comment section. And y'all, as you come into the room, like the video, tell us hi. Okay. If you have any
Yes.
questions about beautiful Puerto Rico, drop down in the comment section. I see we have some people. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Annabella. What's up? Xavier.
Hola.
Hola.
Yes,
So,
yes.
Adrian, you're in Puerto Rico. You were telling me something before we started the live about the beach. Which beach is this?
Oh, yeah. This is Carolina. I'm in Carolina, the province of Carolina, but this is Carolina Basan. Actually, I'll show you right here. You can take a little tour. I'm in Balneario de Carolina. Yeah. So, but still, this is all Isla Verde. um, yeah. So you got Isla Verde, which is in Carolina, and I'm in Carolina Balneario. And then actually, I'm gonna rotate it. Da-da. All right. So as I was telling you too, like 90% of the beaches in Puerto Rico are like public. Like they don't play with their beaches. Like a lot of these corporations try to come and take over the beach or build a 30-room mansion on the beach somewhere, they'll tear that shit down.
Really?
Yeah, they will riot and protest and burn up tractors and all that stuff. Um, if a corporation comes and try to build on the beach. Now they do have like, this is so that's San Juan. That's all the old San Juan way over there. And then as you come down, you come through Condado, you come through like the Calle, and then you're in Isla Verde, where these immediate ones right here, condominiums and stuff like that. And then there's like a few major hotels, Hampton Inn, Courtyard, Marriott. And then you come along the strip here and you go into Piñones, which is like the town of Louisa. All of that is like Louisa Piñones. And so, yeah, and it goes all the way around. All of these are pretty much beaches here. Then it kind of breaks off, and then there's like beaches. Like all the locals go down that way. That's where you get all the good fun. Like all the locals here, tourists here. It goes down over there in Piñones. I got a video on my channel, a few videos about Piñones. The real cultural, Afrocentric part of Puerto Rico. They'd be like, well, ain't no black people. The black Puerto Ricans are over there. A lot of the black settlers came in through Piñones. And when as settlements happen, most black people stay where they at. Like I'm from South Carolina, and there's a lot of black people that never left there. So that's another story. But yeah, black Puerto Ricans over there. You have a good time. The food is excellent. You got your bacalao, you got your aracapullas, your all that good stuff. Your pinchos, and it be lit over there too. Be lit. So that's the tour
So you thank you.
from afar.
So so I mean, I know that you know a lot about being lit, because you're always outside. If anyone's curious about what Adrian gets up to, you can head on over to his YouTube channel, which is going to be in the description of this video, and I'll put it in the comment section. But you be doing all kind of like you be Adrian for the
I be what?
streets. Like it's giving Adrian's for the streets.
What you mean for the streets? Nah, I'm just be traveling, man. I call myself a culture chaser. I like to chase culture. I'm very curious on different cultures and stuff like that. So,
How did you get
yeah.
started traveling abroad?
Wow. I mean, everybody, all the black people always do a little cruise. You got to get your cruise out the way. So I cruise to like with family and stuff, Bahamas, Jamaica, Cayman Islands, Cozumel type stuff like that. And then my first really major like I'm grown and I'm out here traveling was like to Cuba actually. It was to Cuba.
Did you
And
solo?
yeah, I went alone. I went alone to Cuba. My first time like in 2017.
Now was Cuba the place where I don't know if you remember this, you told me a story about a taxi driver one time who brought you to an ATM machine and you thought he was trying to steal your money. Was that Cuba?
No, that was DR. That was DR. I had to return back to that incident, the scene of the crime, almost crime. Yeah, them boys tried to get me in DR at the ATM, man. I know that he was trying to get me, but yeah, things like that happen. You got to always keep your head on the swivel, man. You out here traveling. Nowhere is sweet, but just keep your head on the swivel for sure.
Have you had any issues with safety in Puerto Rico?
Knock on a palm tree. No. um, And I heard crazy stories before I came, but it's considerably like safe here.
Mm.
And I've been to all ends of this island. Um, but I mean, things do happen here. Tourists kind of do like crazy things, like going trying to like. I think one dude was killed in it's right on. It's in Old San Juan, La Perla, place called La Perla. Really hood, right in the tourist area. Some dudes can't go without smoking weed. Hey man, I gotta find some weed, shout it. I gotta go find some weed. And you in that kind of energy, stuff could really pop off. You know, so he
Mm.
got caught up with some drug dealers and got killed that way. Um, but if you just stick to the tourist area, do tourist things, legit tourist things, then I think it's an awesome place. I think it's a really
But
cool place.
you don't do tourist things, not really. Like, cause you've been in Puerto Rico
No,
for like what, like almost a year?
yeah, a year off and on.
Uh-huh.
No, I don't do tourist things. Um, I be like doing cultural stuff. A lot of the tourist stuff here is not really culture. It's like walk San Juan, go to the beach. Like it's a lot of things. Like they have a big music scene like bomba, rumba, plena, which are like different styles of Puerto Rican music genres.
Hmm.
Like, and it's very Afrocentric. They're all Afro based, like drums and what they call the African drums styles and stuff like that. Um, call them timbers. They call them timbers or something like that. So I go through those scenes a lot. Um, like they don't really have like clubs here except for like La Placita. That's where all the clubs are at. All the like like clubs. They have other clubs. Like clubs in Puerto Rico are more like chill spots.
Like
You sit and listen to
lounges.
music, drink. Yeah, kind of like lounges. Yeah, you know,
Okay. That's a
which
vibe.
you know, yeah, it is. It is. But I mean, when most Americans come here, they don't want to like sit and lounge and listen to Spanish music. It's all Spanish music, right? It's not like 50 Migos and stuff like that. And La Placita, yes, they got all of that American music there for Americans. Um, but you listen to bachata, you listen to salsa, you listening to, you know, yeah, Bad Bunny a little bit here and there in the more in the Puerto Rican places.
Hmm.
So yeah.
So obviously
Mm.
there are black people everywhere, but how do you feel like when you're going around to different countries? How do you feel people receive you as a black man? Just in general, and
Uh,
then also as somebody living in Puerto Rico.
well, it depends like where you're at. Um, so I would say like a El Salvador, I get stares because they don't really have a lot of black guys like me there. Where I'm like 6'2" and blackety black, so it's like whoa, and they don't get a lot of tourists there too. People still kind of scared to go to El Salvador, so they don't get a lot of tourist tourism there. Um, but if I go to Brazil, I look Brazilian. If I go to Cuba, I look Cuban, like until I say something.
I didn't
You
know
know,
Brazil had black people until I started traveling.
yes, they actually have 10 times more blacks that came by enslavement to Brazil than the Americas, than the United States. Which
Wow.
that was a shocking thing to me. I thought all the blacks came to the U.S., but
Yeah.
10 times more came to Brazil than it did to the United States.
It's crazy.
So they real black, but they just in the shadows, you know, for its media. But you go to Salvador, it's like 90% black, like me there in Salvador Bahia. You know, and Rio too. Rio got them there too, but you kind of got to go in the favelas and stuff. They're not really so much on Copacabana, Ipanema, where more the tourists are that there.
They
You
hiding.
know, no, they're not really hiding. It's just like the favelas are not so close to Rio. Like, you know, and that's what I like to do. Like that's what that when I went to Cuba and realized that Cuba was so black, it it sparked that fire in me to kind of chase the diaspora. You know, um, going to Brazil with that, and then I started to learn and research like where did the slave trade go through? You know, and so that's what had me in Limon, Costa Rica, where they they listening to Jamaican music there, and they black like me. They doing jerk chicken in Limon, Costa Rica. You know,
Yeah.
yeah. So all along that I mean not Mexican, that Gulf Caribbean, and I have more places there. Honduras and La Ceiba. I just went like 3 months ago. They black like me in La Ceiba. There
Black like me
there's
is
place
crazy. I just want to
in
say the opinions
Honduras.
of my guests are not a reflection of the Awkward Black Nomad platform. Anything that this person says today, because I'm sure he's gonna say something crazy, is not a reflection of the platform. He has his own
Is that
platform. So if you
is
want to
that
send him hate, go ahead and send it this
is,
way.
no? But I'm saying I'm just using my skin tone as a reference because you could say some people say, "Oh, I'm black," and they like red bone and stuff. Like, yeah, they are black, but that's kind of like the brown paper bag thing we can go through. But to see people that look like me, like I can really blend in Honduras
Okay.
until I say something. It's shocking, you know. To me, it is. I mean, just
That's
like how
why
you said you didn't know it was black people in Brazil. Like I wouldn't be shocked by that, but some people be like I thought the same thing too, or something, you know. So
yeah.
so it's just
Well,
I'm trying
because
to educate people.
exactly. So like being from the US, we aren't taught those things. Like I didn't know that there's like you mentioned, I didn't know that there's a huge population of black people in Puerto Rico and in Costa Rica and Brazil, and so it's like we're not educated on even all of the stops of the ships in the Atlantic slave trade.
Right,
And Jersey
right.
Quinn is telling all her business on the YouTube streets. She said, I hooked up with a Dominican man in college who was darker than him, and he was from the island.
Yeah, there's in Samana there were black. There was a black um migration from the United States back. I don't know when. I can't say the time. It was a long time ago that migrated to Samana, Dominican Republic. Look up Samana, Dominican Republic, and look up African Americans in Samana, Dominican Republic. It'll blow your mind. Like there are
Wow.
people that look like me in Samana, Dominican Republic. Yeah,
I
yeah.
actually heard
It's a
you
lot of
talk about that and like the difference between like why what's the country that borders like you can literally walk into another country from the DR. Is it
Haiti.
Haiti? So
Haiti.
apparently, like, well, I'm not well breast on this, so I don't want to really speak out of turn. But apparently, like Dominicans are colorist, so there's like a lot of issues in the DR with colorism in Haiti.
Yeah. See, that's what I was about to say too. Like telling you that there are people black like me. Like people would think that I'm Haitian, right? If I was in DR. So, um, and this is something that I had to like slap myself on the back of the wrist as well to stop assuming in a different direction. Like So okay, I get in the taxi and I see this guy. I mean, well, Uber, and he's chocolate like me, right? And I was like, "Oh, what part of Haiti you from?" He looked at me with so much disgust because he's Dominican. Don't be
Mm,
ignorant to think that every every dark skinned guy is Haitian. So he gave me grace, and, yeah. But I myself now, I just say, "Hey, man, what part of DR you from?" And then leave it up to him to say, "Oh no, I'm Haitian,"
wow.
because the I actually did this not too long ago, like a month ago. I did the same thing again, but not in DR. I did it in Saint Martin. Saint Martin, there's a French side and there's a Dutch side. So I was on the French side, and because it's of there, they was colonized by the French. They have black slaves that came to that part of the island. So they are inhabited there. They live in there. They have Creole food. They speak French. So I'm like, she is probably Haitian, and she looked at me with so much disgust, like, no, I'm from Saint Martin. I'm like, yeah, every black person that speaks French is not really Haitian in the Caribbean. There's other French colonized countries that are chocolate like me that are not Haitian.
Yeah.
Guada- Guadalupe, Martinique.
Oh, you better
Um,
list the Oh, you gonna list them?
no, I knew it, but I'm still got a little bit of this ignorance in my head to, you know, to wash out still, to not think or assume that every black French speaking Creole woman is Haitian. You see what I'm saying? So is that we have to teach ourselves, especially I think it's a little bit more critical as us being black Americans. Like we have to know our cousins and the shit they went through, and where they came from and how they migrated, you know what I'm saying? So that was just something that I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like she looked at me like, no, I'm not Haitian.
But you're also doing the labor to learn, right? Like you're going to different places,
Yeah,
not just research, but you're stepping foot in the land of all of our ancestors. So then you could pass the knowledge back, and you say like, hey, there's more than Haitians who speak French in the Caribbean, and
right.
yeah, and like that, and the knowledge that you're passing on is beneficial. So we learn as we learn.
Yes, yes. So don't put your foot in your mouth like I do out here, you know?
Well, so Katrina says, yes, we can assume out here in these international streets. She also says that white people assume I'm African from Africa and will turn beet red when they realize they're wrong. Katrina is American. Katrina has been on the show before.
Hey,
Oh,
Katrina.
yes, we love
Yeah, I
Katrina.
get that all the time too. People think I'm actually by DNA I am African though. I am 100% African by DNA.
You had
There's not one there's not one minute molecule of DNA of colonizer in me. I
really?
did my and yeah, I am I will show you after the show. I'll show you my DNA ancestry
Oh
just to
yeah, because
prove
really? Well,
I am 100%. And so that's why I was going back to talking about the inhabitants of certain areas like the US. Like I'm from South Carolina, so a lot of people there stayed and multiplied and stayed and stayed. Like we didn't really have a lot of interaction with whites in that area, whereas people who moved off, who had, was living in certain other inhabitants, they had a mixture. Like it's a lot of people that look like African in like Charleston, that low country of South Carolina. And so I'm not surprised, but I was surprised. I thought everybody had like 1% or 2%
Yeah.
Irish in them or something like that. But no, I'm like 100%. Actually, I'm more like heavy West Africa. I should actually show the African. She was like, "Oh, you pretty much fully West African." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I guess you would say that because a lot of Ghana, a lot of Mali, I got a lot of um, Senegal, Benin, yeah, that mixture. But all of it came up to 100% with no colonizer blood. So I like that.
I love that for
I feel
you.
unique.
I love that.
Yeah, I got to. That's my next trip to Africa. I got to get to Africa.
You haven't been at
I've never
all.
been to. I haven't been at all. I haven't been at all, man.
Living healthy.
Just
Oh, hi. She's asking, do you have Geechee in your family? Gullah Geechee.
yeah, yes and no. Like I'm down the street from the Geechee people. I'm like an hour away. I'm from a town called Orangeburg, South Carolina. Has the
Oh, you're really?
two black colleges, South Carolina State and Claflin University, are in my hometown. But yeah, I'm like an hour away from Charleston. So like I live in the low country. The Geechees are from the low country. But and I've kind of lost my South Carolina accent, but when I go home I can get Geechee. But I'm not really from like the Gullah Islands. That's where more your Geechee people are from, which is right off from Charleston.
Oh, wow.
But yeah,
Okay.
cool people.
Well, I have a question. I have lots of
What's your
questions.
question?
This is an interview.
Oh boy,
Okay.
I got questions too. I'm gonna interview you too. I'm gonna interview you.
I decline. So you've talked a lot about like exploring your genealogy, learning new things about other black people and having new experiences about culture, and you're just completely immersing yourself. Why do you think it's difficult for a lot of black men to kind of throw themselves and travel in that way? Or reversing that, do you think it's difficult for black men to culturally immerse themselves when they travel abroad?
Nah, I think that's the algorithm. The algorithm is a beast, man. I think there are thousands, hundreds of Black Americans like myself that travel for the culture. But as I'm not gonna curse, but I call it the effery. The effery floats to the top and gets a lot of the press, a lot of the views, and you see Black American dudes acting crazy, and it's like that's really like a small. It's almost about 50-50 now because that your eye gates, what you see, especially like as young Black Americans, they see that and then they want to do that themselves. So
Mm.
that causes a problem too. That it's very influential, the type of bad content that Black Americans put out to the younger travelers that want to come. They inspired to do more fuckery, where
20 minutes and you
myself, well, in myself, I try to show more, diaspora stuff, which it doesn't really get that much,
yeah, like people don't want yeah.
yeah, people don't want to see that. I mean, they want to see that, but the algorithm doesn't push that. Let's say that.
Mm.
So that's kind of it's one of those crazy topics because I think there's a lot of brothers and a lot of guys compliment me like, man, I ain't know that, and I ain't know this, and man, that's like, dang, I ain't know they had Black people over there. So you have those people that still intrigued, but the fuckery just takes over, you know.
What do you think is one of the biggest misconceptions about black men who travel?
that we travel for sex and um um travel for sex and light skinned women, Latinas,
Mm.
you know, it's crazy. but it's traveling is like therapeutic, you know, therapeutic. To me,
So,
it is.
mm, so what are some of the things that you like about living in Puerto Rico? Which is a question that Annabelle asked.
Oh, I like the food. I like the people. Um, I like that I don't have many colonizers around me. I like that there's not a lot of YNs around me. um, I like the closeness that you can have to the states. I like the island hopping, man. I've been doing some island hopping. Like I said, I just came from St. Martin. It's really cheap to kind of island hop um to some islands. Like I went to St. Martin for like 245 and round trip. Um, where else did I go? Oh, you can go to Virgin Islands for like $100 round trip on like JetBlue.
Nice.
Or the other smaller places, smaller carriers, Frontier, JetBlue. I got another one coming up next month in February. Stay tuned for that one. Um, what else? Let me see. It's not as expensive as you would think it is out here. I'm renting a little Airbnb. I'm actually doing an Airbnb because I'm kind of back and forth to the states, and I always call this my home base. This is not really like maybe a permanent move. It could be because I really like it, and you still get the benefits of being an American here. You know, I mean, you are American. This is American territory, so you can kind of like finance homes and stuff like that, land, buy some land type stuff. So, and you just have this luxury. You got a lot of the American stuff here that you would never think of. And people, I was in the Planet Fitness, and they was like, "You back in the States?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm still in Puerto Rico." That's just a Planet Fitness out there. I'm like, "Yes, this is really like Fort Lauderdale on the island." Like, I always call it. It's like Florida on an island. It's a
That
lot
sounds.
of stuff here.
So, what is the cost of living like there? You mentioned that you're renting. Do you mind sharing?
Now the renting it is tough. It can be tough. Um, that is probably the toughest thing, the renting, because it's like I could spend a whole another hour on just talking about the rent thing. If you do it, if you do it through Airbnb, it's a little bit better, but then it's not as much inventory, and the inventory may be higher. I just looked up and got a studio that was pretty reasonable for like 1,000 a month.
For a
But
studio?
yeah,
Where you at?
studio.
On You in a high rise?
I'm in no, I'm in Carolina, but I'm in like a local neighborhood too. I'm actually like I'm like 10 minutes away from here. I'm like 10 minutes away from here. And so I like that because I'm close to the airport. Like I was telling you, the airport is like right over here. It's like right over my shoulder. And then you got the beach right here. So
So, what kind of difficulties would a person run into if they're trying to find accommodations there? Is it that the I don't know, like what kind of issues are did you have running into when you were looking for a place to rent?
just budget. you know, like I wasn't trying to like get nothing crazy, but it's just the budget. And but then like if you get better opportunities if you have more inventory outside of Airbnb. Let's say if out of 100%, 20% of it is Airbnb, right? The other 80% that you have to pick from is owner occupied. Like they don't have, okay, out of that 80%, like 20% of that is like where you can go in and fill out the application. Like they don't really have a lot of apartment complexes here, right? So like, you go to
Mm,
you can always go to any apartment complex within your budget and apply to get a house, right? Now you don't have that here. You don't have that capabilities here. You're more like renting from a homeowner and under whatever that homeowner tells you what they want to rent it for, what they're going to include in it, if they even want to rent the shit to you. Like, so it's like you don't really have much rules. You may have like a
mm.
little contract, like so you really in a dark area where you but you have more opportunity, you have more inventory. So it's a tough one. That's like the only tough thing here in Puerto Rico. I mean, because you are on an island, so but it's just and then I feel I haven't really called this out because I have a great landlord, like she really loves me. But other landlords, I feel like they just take you through so much and they feel like you're gonna leave or you're gonna be throwing party like they and I don't know if it's because you're American. I had this one guy that told me, he was like, yeah, I had that same problem, man. It took me a while to get something. And I was like, I thought it was just me, but I was like, I was looking when I first got here, like last year, a year before. Well, when I was kind of back and forth, I was kind of looking just to see what I could do off the Airbnb market. And it was hell. I was like, damn, like, you could, because they got all these little sites and stuff. Like they have like Zillow. And like I said, for Zillow, you go into Zillow and they say, they want two payments up front. That's your first and security deposit. It doesn't include electric. No, it includes electric, but you can only run it for like 8 hours a day. You can't exceed 8 hours if like it's any kind of little crazy thing that they'll have, or they may not have no electric, no water included, and then you got to get this, so it may be like a water reserve on top of the house, and you got to get that paid for, and it's just all kind of stuff, you know. Then electricity may not even
Annabella
be on and off.
Annabella said that's too pricey for me. I want a broad rent to be more reasonable. Well, Adrian got that money apparently. He got that money.
No, I mean, I think this is for what I have for a one bedroom studio. I think it's fair because, and I'm from Atlanta, so a one bedroom studio is still 1,200 to 1,500. Now that 1,000 includes everything,
Mm.
includes electric, water. Like I don't pay nothing else except for the rent. So but in Atlanta, you
No, you
starting off with
probably
a
paying
studio
more.
of huh?
Yeah, you paying more than that. You paying more than that in Atlanta, hands down.
Yeah, I mean, I was in the hood in Norcross, which is the suburbs of Atlanta, like 2 bedroom, 1,500. But I kept that for 7 years because I was scared that I couldn't afford nothing if I left out of there. So I was like, I know I'm
Mm.
leaving the U.S. period, so I need to I need to figure something out. And yeah, but Puerto Rico can be expensive in San Juan, but like if you want to go like more inland, like Bayamon, um, Caguas, which is like 40 minutes more inland. You can find more cheaper spots. But people have been telling me like you need to get a realtor to help you find a rental. If you get not like most people think you get a realtor to find a to buy a home, but you can get a realtor here to help you get a rental as well. So once I restart that process again, I think I'll get a realtor and then try to find something. Or I may
What
be in a position where I
about
want to buy something. I don't know.
what about for everything else? Like, is it a situation where the place that you stay in is the biggest cost? Like, what about your cost of transportation? Because you don't have a car there,
Yeah,
so
right. So yeah, that's that like that has been like my biggest obstacle the was the accommodations. But like, okay, so they don't really have like a lot of food deserts in San Juan, especially. Like, there's always like a store, a Kamado, what do you call it? Like a bodega type place, like within 10 minutes walking, 15 minutes walking maybe, or a grocery store. Um, but then the Ubers are super cheap too. Like the Ubers are okay. So like I said, I'm about 10 minutes away, right? So that Uber was like $4 to travel like and like on the highway too. You had to kind of get on the highway a little bit. So that ride in Atlanta would have been like maybe $12
mm.
to go that far. And I don't do Ubers all the time. Also, like I ride the bus. I'm a big bus fan. I ride the bus, and they have a train here. They actually have a train here. They like Puerto Rico is one of the most developed islands in the Caribbean because of that U.S. connection. Like
Mm.
they have a full transit. If you ever been to the one in Atlanta, it looks the train station looks very similar to one that would be in Atlanta. It's
Oh,
not
wow.
it's not old. It's not antiquated. It's very modern and new transit system. And doesn't go far, but it kind of gets you into the back end of San Juan. It kind of I think it has like maybe 10 stops, 10 from like downtown San Juan to as far as what's the last one? Medical Center, I think. I think is the last one. No, Bayamon. Bayamon is the last stop.
Dr.
And
Cheryl
then
is asking, hold on. Dr. Cheryl is asking, what is the temperature? I have not seen anyone else on that beach. Is it cold there? Because it's cold in the US right now.
oh no, okay, so it's 82 degrees.
Oh wow.
Um yeah, I'm okay, so I was telling Keyoka that this stretch is not it's kind of closed off. You can't really access it. But um down I don't know if I can zoom in. Like down there, there's like a lot of people. It's probably 100 people over there. But
Oh, okay.
like I don't know if you can see them or not. But yeah, that because that's where the condominiums are at. I'm on a little stretch where this is like a community beach, but it's closed. So if you can't drive into it, you can't access it pretty much unless you walk. Yeah, that's why it looks like this. And it's like a Saturday evening. Like they live for the Sundays as well. Like the Sunday, like it'll be flooded. Like they big on Sunday beach time. So Yeah, that's why you don't really see that many people. And which I kind of like this little beach too because I'm kind of like a social loner type person, and like I come out here on Sundays and I just sit up in one of these canopies and just meditate, chill, watch some content, work on some content, um, bring me a little drink or something, and just chill out there. And like I don't really want to be around a lot of people a lot of times. And so it's like this is like my backyard to just come and nobody's gonna mess with me, and I got a whole beach to myself type stuff. But I mean, but some people like to have that crowded beach vibe, which I understand that too. So
Well, well, speaking of people and being a loner, how are you building community out there? Are you building community?
um, I am I'm still working on that. Um, like people that I've stayed or Airbnbs and stuff that I've stayed with in the past. I've know some of them, but I don't really like have a road dog type stuff. Um, like I said, the Bomba events, I've gone to so many of them. They kind of like know me and stuff, and I kind of tag them when I do the little videos on Instagram, and they so if they see me, they know they're gonna have a video of them because they can't when they're playing, the artists are playing, they don't really have nobody recording them,
Mm.
so they always like to have that repost of them playing. So I've made a few friends with them, but that's just solely on the musical side. But most of the time, I'm just chilling and working. You know, I'm just chilling and working and traveling.
So something I'm
Um,
curious about is, well, you know the Exodus Summit community. You're aware. And
oh yeah.
if I'm traveling abroad, I would go into the Facebook group. Well, they have a different platform. They're on a different platform now. But I would reach out to one of the groups that I'm in and say, "Hey guys, I'm in Puerto Rico. Is there anyone in this area? Maybe we can grab coffee or lunch or something one day whenever someone's free." And then people will usually respond and say, "Oh, I'm in that area," or, "Oh, you just missed me, I'll be back soon, blah blah blah, but I have a friend who is
Oh
there, maybe she can take you around." Is there something like that for men, or do you do stuff like that?
no. Um, I mean, nah, there there are like WhatsApp groups. Like you may have like your own little clique, but they're not really in Puerto Rico so much. Um, but yeah, we don't. There's and that's what I do like about Stephanie Perry. Like, um, one of the things I like about her, which she builds this community and y'all network. I love y'all networking that y'all have as Black American women. Um, but no, we don't really have that. If anything, it's just to meet up to turn up. It's not like I'm using you as a resource for something like a you know, place to stay type places to stay. No, not really. I mean, there are some small, but not on the grand scale like y'all have it. You know.
But even not, even just like, let's go work out together. Like, I don't know what men do. Let's fix cars together, or like, let's lift things together. I don't, whatever you guys, you can just do it together, and that's how you make the community. Y'all don't have like spaces where you could just say,
Now there's
like,
like co-ed spaces, but not like I mean they like they do have like the passport bros, like they got this app and stuff like, but I don't I don't consider myself a passport bro, so I don't delve into that environment.
mm,
They have the passport bro Facebook group and all that stuff, and that's not me. Like I said, they are out there, and I don't want to say they all about debauchery and fuckery, but because there are to to be. play devil's advocate. There are some cool guys in those environments. I know of some of them that, they're pretty much an older group. They're like in their 40s and 50s. They're not the younger passport bro guys. Um, and they are about networking and trying to um, come together on some business stuff. But it's very small niche area.
Why do you think that is? Do you feel like it's just um what why do you think that is? Why do you think it's so difficult to connect with other men as friends?
Um, I think it's trust. I think it's a little bit of ego, a little bit of envy, you know.
Can you
Um,
elaborate on that? So why?
because well,
Trust.
a lot of these guys that be in these groups don't even travel. They don't have the ability to travel. Like a lot of guys want to be along the journey and enjoy the ride. You know, not to say they don't try. They may go out once or twice a year, but sometimes us as black men, we don't really have the capabilities. Most people want to travel, but just don't have the capabilities, don't have the financial backing to do that. You know, so they view they use their viewership to be in because nobody's really vetting like how many times you've been out of the country this year.
Uh,
And you got a passport, or you could be in the group. Just because you have a passport don't mean you traveling. That don't mean you using that motherfucker.
yeah, but
You know
even
what I'm
in
saying?
even in the communities that I'm in, and I think it's just okay, so I think there's a difference in how women and men are researching things because we let people who have not traveled and want to travel be in the group. Like we let them be in the group because the assumption is that what I can, as somebody who travels, I can provide knowledge. You can ask me questions, or we're building community. So it's like, and then also the idea of a soft landing. So if I've been to, hypothetically, like let's say I've been to Thailand and I have a friend in Thailand. Well, I know that you're not well traveled and you're looking to go to Thailand. I'm going to connect you with my friend who's over there. So maybe she can meet you at the airport, or maybe you guys can go out and have drinks or have, like, we network in that way to where it's like we want to, like, I'm pulling you with me. I want you to come with me.
Hmm.
But why do you feel like men, for whatever reason, are not setting up an infrastructure like that to where you can pull each other out of the country?
Uh, I'm not gonna say it's just the majority. Well, one, most men are not planners. Like if you've been in a couple or you've been in a marriage, who's planning the trip majority of the time? It's the woman. Like y'all are natural planners.
We are not
And
planners. Divest from marriage as a
no, no,
we are
I
not
guarantee
natural
you,
planners.
Keyoka,
This is weaponized
get in,
incompetence, everybody. We are not natural planners.
Keyoka, you get in a relationship, you gonna plan that trip for y'all too. I guarantee you will. It's gonna kick in. It's gonna kick in because there's certain things that you want and you like, whereas more guys are more nonchalant, more even keel. I go with the flow type. As long as baby happy, I'm happy. That's where we kick in with that.
But it's
You know what I'm
weaponized.
saying?
You're putting more labor on women to do things
It,
because of what is it,
it's not
comfort?
labor if you enjoy it. It's not labor if you enjoy it. It's a passion. Women like to plan. Like I said, most women like to plan because they want things a certain way. They don't want to trust the guy with the hotel preference because they may end up in some hostels. Shit, like baby, I ain't staying in no hostel or whatever. You know, um, but but with the guys, I think you know, like I said, the algorithm brings a lot to our eyes, and the hey man, these girls are more feminine, fine, and fit over here, and oh man, I'm gonna go over there and travel for that, So you have a lot of guys end up in that travel bag of for 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 crazy reasons like that. I don't think you should never really travel for women, or well as women should never travel for men. You
We
know, I don't unless you're trying to find a husband. Like I'm. Yeah, I seen this girl say she went to Jamaica to find her husband. So hey, that's what she was. That was her actual mission. Like a Stella.
Jamaica
Stella
is
went.
crazy for her husband. Stella, no, Stella went to get her groove back. She found the
Oh
man.
yeah, 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 yeah.
It
Okay, yeah. She
wasn't
didn't
the
go right, right. That wasn't intent, but it can you can find a husband trying to get your groove back. You know what I'm saying? So, but I say, you know, guys do have different motivations for travel now in the age of YouTube, social media, because it's right there. Like it's you know that thing when that thing's sitting right there in front of you, you know, it can be tempting. And you're like, hey, man, I'm about to get me a flight to DR. I'm about to get me a flight to Colombia. You know, whereas something like this, okay, so some people may see this and be like, man, that looks so relaxing.
Yeah,
I feel like it's relaxing, right?
yeah.
And then, like the young lady said, where is everybody at? Like it's not crowded or whatever, right? So, she prefer probably more crowded beaches. So it's all about people's preference. But then I can show some guys and be like, man, there ain't no hoes out there, man. Like, man, it look kind of lame out there. Like,
So,
well, nah.
I mean, I hear you, but I also think that you in particular, because you and I have had this talk before, I think you could be doing a little bit more labor to build community with like-minded individuals. So you can
Yeah,
provide another aspect that people don't see.
yeah. That is true. Now, see, that's labor to me, right? Because I'm okay by myself, but like, and I don't really want a lot. I don't really want to bring a lot of people. I don't really do much Puerto Rican content because I'm like, I like it just like this. I don't, like I said, I ain't got no YNs here, and I ain't well, colonizers are here, but they like in the tourist area. I very rarely see colonizers and YNs where I'm at, and I like that. You know, so the people that are here, like I said, the guy, he's a Haitian guy. He's a doctor assistant. Um, there's another guy that one of my friends from Colombia put me on with that he's a black guy that is, and what does he do? I don't even know what he does. So we got like a group of like four guys in a WhatsApp group that we talk off and on. We never actually met up. So like guys just guys are just so like independent with
So
their
y'all
stuff.
were all in Colombia. Wait a second. Y'all were all abroad and y'all never met up. This group of four, y'all were all in Colombia.
No, Puerto Rico. These guys live in Puerto Rico. Like I said, there are little small pockets. No, I said my friend from Colombia referred me to a guy here. She's like, it's my guy. I forget his name. He lives in Lamar. He lives in Puerto Rico. She gave me his number, and I hit him up on Instagram, and he actually put me in this group with three other guys. And you make me want to. I'm gonna jump in that chat and see what them guys talking about because nobody talks in the group. They just doing. We just doing our own little thing. But I'm gonna actually try to see if we can do a meetup maybe.
See, this
That's a
is why
good. That,
This is why there's the male loneliness epidemic. Y'all are really gonna have to fend for yourselves. Honestly, y'all got to do better.
Yeah, yeah, we are some loners. We are some loners. I think we just loving our peace, man. I think we just loving our peace at the end of the day. But I do love like the Black Sid and the Stephanie Perry's who do meetups and bring, all our women together and stuff. I think that's a cool thing. I really think that's cool. Um, y'all able to kind of pull on each other, and I've seen people say I didn't have anywhere to stay in New Zealand, and I went into this group. I don't think it's actually her group, but um, the lady said, "Oh, I have a room to rent to you," and she had somewhere to stay. I think that's really cool. That y'all help each other out like that, guys. Like I said, it's envy, egos, trust. It's all of that that is, I think, hindering us from building um, uh, better communities. More solid communities. Now,
Have you?
but dudes a bond on some women. Where the women at, man? We'll bond on that. But
But since you've been doing all of this traveling and you're mostly solo, have you seen male friendships from people who aren't American? Are they different? Are they showing you a different version of like masculinity that you may want to emulate, or is it the same?
ooh, so are you saying are non-blacks just as
Not
similar to Black
necessarily.
Americans?
No, not
I
necessarily
mean,
non-black, but in different
I,
cultures, do you see male
all right.
friendships portrayed differently?
I mean, Puerto Rican guys here, and we're gonna say Puerto Rican guys, I mean, they're cool. Um, I don't know if I would emulate them because they don't do nothing but drink and sit around and chill and you know and drink some more and drink and drink. I don't know. I don't know if Puerto Rican men are the example to look at here. Honestly, um, let me see. I mean, most Latin American men are. I mean, Latin American men get a bad rap too.
Mm.
Um, they womanizers, multiple baby mamas, a lot of kids. Not to say all of them. I hate to paint a broad brush, but yeah, yeah, I kind of see the same almost. I mean, I see. I mean, then they have Dominicans here too. They have a big Dominican population here, and them boys party all day, every day. Dominican guys be partying, man.
Are you dating right now?
No, I'm single, man. I'm single.
Are you single
Single,
and
ready to
dating
mang.
people? That's not okay. So are you mingling? Not like
Yeah, I'm mangling. I'm mangling. I'm mangling.
okay. What's
But I'm
the
just
dating
I'm just
scene?
guarding my peace. I'm guarding my peace right now.
Y'all about to see me short glitch. What's what's the dating scene like in Puerto Rico in your experience?
Um, I actually haven't dated here. Um, so I don't know. I've been dating in like other countries and stuff.
Well, how is it dating in other countries? Do you
But
have
but I and,
like
I and I still go back to the states. I still got my mains back in the states. So I go back to the states and Colombia, um, DR, um, El Salvador. I went on a date. Um, yeah, because I'm just such a mobile guy. Like I'm always kind of going. I'm not sitting in one place. So I like to kind of
So,
just go ahead.
so where do you have any notable dating experiences? Are there countries that you like to date in?
I mean, I think all of them have been good experiences. It's all about how you pick, you know. Just if she got a job, um, if she has a good head on her shoulder, um, it's that's a good start. And energy. I'm a big energy guy, you know. Like I always say, go for who likes you first. Start off with that, and her energy's good. I'm always in for it. If those areas line up.
Are you using dating apps? Are you meeting people in the wild?
Dating apps, Tinder, Bumble, Badu. Yeah, it's pretty good in most countries.
So like
It's
what's
pretty good.
the I mean like what's the vision? Do you feel like you're pursued? Have you had an experience where somebody you felt like somebody was fetishizing you or maybe showing interest for the wrong reasons?
Criticize me? Nah, I'm not like a. I mean, like I said, most of the places I go are they have like blacks there. Like if I was to go like to Europe, I'm sure I would get fetishized. Which I've been to like Madrid. I went on a date in Madrid. Um, and she was kind of. I could tell she was kind of like in into the persona a lot. So um, I could see that happen because like I'm naturally bigger than most Latinos and stuff like that. You know, I have a big presence.
So then
Um,
but like when you're walking around, do you draw a crowd? Like are the girls like faint like was
nah,
that
no, but no. Nobody ain't doing none of that now. Like I said, it's most of the time I'm in black areas where there are bigger guys. Like except for the time like in El Salvador, I said El Salvador doesn't have a Caribbean coast, so they never really had that African settlement.
Hmm.
So most the darkest person you're gonna see is like maybe the palm of my hand. Like they don't really, and they don't get a lot of tourists. So I got a lot of stares and a lot of like dang, you big, because most of their tallest people is like 5'8", 5'7", and I'm like 6'2", so it's just like who is this nigga? Who
Yeah.
this so I definitely stuck out and I got a lot of stares in El Salvador. So yeah, so I'll stick out, but most time like in Puerto Rico, there's black big guys here and um other countries I've been to and Honduras, Costa Rica, Panama,
Yeah, I think he
all those
probably
places there.
prefers his own company too. These dating questions are like pulling teeth. You really trying not to tell your business.
What you mean? I am a loner. I'm just chilling. I think it's hard to develop relationships when you move around so much and you kind of traveling. Like I'm in my travel bag right now,
No, but that's what I wanted
So,
you to say because that's what I wanted you to say because being nomadic is difficult to find a partner because
yeah,
either you find somebody who can't afford to move with you or you find somebody who wants you to stay in place.
yes.
Yes.
That that is tough. It's either give up your traveling and have a relationship. And I think some people can travel like you. I've seen travel couples and stuff, right? But that's that's really hard to find. Um, it's hard to find. So you're in that dilemma where you just date sporadically and have your little fun, or you just, be a loner and travel the world and stuff. So,
I feel like you
um,
really just don't want to be in a relationship because there's so many women that are going abroad and being nomadic or being expats, and they're always like one of the number one questions I get is, what's it like dating as a black woman in XYZ country? That's like probably top 5 questions I get. So it's like, maybe y'all not checking for us out in the streets.
no, but do you understand how many people have passports?
What you talking about? I'm sure
US
a whole country full. What you mean?
that we You got to get out your bubble. There is a big percentage of people who do not have a passport at all. That's one. Two, for you to like I have met. All right, I did have this one. I had this one. Okay, I'm gonna give you some good hot tea, as they say. I did have this one night stand with a sister in Tulum, Mexico. There you go. There go your hot thing there.
It's not that hot.
Um,
Give more details. Who is she? Do we know her?
no, you don't know her.
We might.
You don't know her. And it was the most awkward thing because I could tell she was not used to doing that, but she wanted to kind of do that. She wanted to kind of like live on the wild. See, y'all girls be real promiscuous when y'all outside of the U.S. When y'all ready to try and do anything when y'all outside that because there's no there's nobody to judge because one, they don't know you out there. Two, you don't know who they know. And three, shit, I wish I had a dude on this trip to beat the brakes off this thing, but I don't. Right? So, I mean, y'all. I think everybody get a little frisky when they get on that plane now because they want to have somebody there to enjoy this experience with. And so I bumped into this girl. I'm riding the bike, and um, it's probably like 10 o'clock p.m. Met on a little stretch of Tulum. Like there's like a little stretch, and she said, "Hey," as I drove, rode by on the bike, and I was like, "Hey." It was like, okay. And she had the biggest backside.
You
Like
don't
she had a
have.
big old.
You don't. You don't have to. You
And you
actually
said
don't.
you want.
That's. You
So I was
actually.
like, whoa, 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 whoa. Let me bust a U-turn right here because that thing was big back there. And
Okay,
yeah, so we chopped
so
it up.
um, because I feel like I feel like we've gotten off track. So let's just go back a little bit. All right.
Keyoka, that thing was big, boy. She had a little Coke bottle shape.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's
She
all
was a
right.
lawyer too. I may be telling too much. Now I ain't gonna tell no more.
Do we
Oh
know
man.
her? We might know her.
No, no, you don't know her. But that was a cool time though.
Okay, so you've been laying it low and spreading it wide, all over the place. I know I opened the door, Cheryl. I'm kinky beauty, place. Okay, we're reeling it back. Okay, I can't. I don't know.
Oh boy,
I don't know. I
you are
mean,
funny.
so okay, so I mean, we've talked a lot about a lot of things, but I mean, In your opinion, do you feel like some of the stigmas that people have about black men abroad, is there some truth to them? Because it kind of sounds like you've seen or you've witnessed and you have partaked in some things over there.
Yes, yes and no. Just like there's certain things that we think about women abroad.
Like what?
Um, that y'all like to go to Jamaica and get y'all back blown out. Um,
Ain't nothing wrong
and
with a
Bahamas too.
Caribbean. Ain't nothing wrong with a Caribbean man in my book. They serve a purpose. It's
Okay,
fulfilling need.
so yeah, so that can be true. Two things can be true at the same time. And then some of y'all really want to just get out, enjoy yourselves, sit by the beach and have a pina colada and with the umbrella in it. So as well as men want to go and bang out some Latinas and have fun, as well as some guys that just want to go and enjoy the experience, the culture, the food, the people, learn a new language. Um, yeah, I think that's all. But like I said, the algorithm just, you know, it just pushes it to the top, and you have a lot of this going on. So you know, that's
What
it.
advice would
You
you
know,
give? So we do actually have a very small and growing percentage of men who watch my channel. What advice would you give a man watching this who wants to travel abroad? What would you let him know?
just do it. Don't go to the same place all the time, and um, and shoot. I don't know. Just don't follow the crowd. I guess maybe something like that. I mean, I always tell younger guys to travel because I wish I would have. I like my first trip ever abroad was kind of like Canada, like Montreal, and I was no, actually it was Bahamas. Speaking of Bahamas, when I was in college, I mean high school actually. Um, a first adult trip was Montreal, and but I wish I would have been traveling like the young guys now at they're traveling at 24 to Thailand, like way on the other side of the world. Like I would definitely tell younger guys to travel earlier, travel now, um, and because traveling opens up a lot of stuff. Like one other thing that I tell people about moving here, which is difficult, is losing my American entitlement.
Hmm.
When and you would think like, oh, that kind of like the white cliche type thing, white entitlement. But even as Black Americans, we have a certain entitlement that we bring to these countries, and I had to learn through like these Airbnbs and long-term renting here, like sometimes just because you pay for it don't mean it needs to work.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
true. I think that all the time you learn how American you are once you leave the country and you
yeah,
realize, not everybody is going to take the tomato, lettuce and not do mustard on your burger. Some people they're going to be like, this is what we have and I don't
mm-hmm,
care I don't care what the menu say. This is what we have today. You want to eat?
yes, yes.
So
Or if they honk their horn on you like they got a damn like they just having a seizure behind the steering wheel.
walk
And
walk.
in the United States, you could get murdered out of road rage honking your horn the way they do in DR or here in Puerto Rico. Dun, 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 dun. You like, whoa, whoa, like the person who's being hunked on, he may not even look back. He may not even flinch. Like that, those are certain American entitlements that you have to like, because you may be driving in your runner, they honk the horn on you like crazy, like move. Don't get an attitude.
Yeah.
Don't stress. Don't get out your car and run up on the next person. Like they gonna let you like you crazy. Like why did you? Well, he was honking his horn like crazy to me or whatever. You got to lose that American entitlement, man. You're gonna stress yourself out and you're gonna stress other locals out with that American entitlement where they don't even want to deal with you because oh he acting like an American. He keep asking me when the power gonna come back on. He keeps asking me when the water pressure gonna get high. He over there acting like an American. You got to lose that American entitlement if you want to survive outside of America.
But it's also, I think in the US, we're conditioned to behave individualistically and not really focused on community. So abroad, people kind of lean on each other because, I mean, so in certain places, resources are a little bit scarce in a way. But then there's also
Hmm.
you're close to everybody. You're in proximity. So you kind of have to rely on your neighbors a little bit or be more patient with people in foreign countries where you probably won't speak the language fluently.
Hmm.
We don't have to do that. We don't have to do that in the US. My power goes out, I could cut somebody out. My whole month, my bill for the month is free.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
those are some of the luxuries you kind of lose when you travel abroad, and every country is not as developed like the United States. We have a lot of perks that we just shortchange, and um we don't be we don't think too much into it. But we have a lot of perks um that we miss, you know, once you're abroad.
It's also a
So
pros and cons thing though too, because it's like, yeah, if I'm living in Puerto Rico and I only get about 5 minutes of like hot water that's high pressure, but I could walk on Saturdays and I'm down the street from the beach and I could spend my whole day on the beach. Right? It's like, what's the
yeah,
trade off? Do you want hot water all the time?
yes, yes. And it's the half glass empty, half glass full scenario. I'm really more thankful for what I have access to than what I don't have.
Mm.
Um, and I do love to come back to the States and get a hot shower that's hot pressured, steaming up the goddamn steaming up the damn bathroom because tell you the place I'm at, that man, sometimes that water could just trickle out. Like it never gets hot, you know. And yeah, the water could be off for a whole freaking day. Like off. Everybody water off. Like the toilets ain't flushing.
Yeah, I didn't been.
And people going like it's nothing. Going like it's nothing. It's amazing. It's really amazing. Power go like the power is getting better. One time they used to go out like every week, but they just go on outside and sit outside and get some beers and the
But how does that work
outside be
with
so beautiful.
but how does that work with
Uh,
you because you do work remotely? So how is it when the power goes?
um okay, so some places here have generators, home generators that kick on within like 6 seconds of the power going out. Um they have a lot of co-working spaces here. Um so I will do that. But yeah, I had to kind of adjust to that a lot with um getting battery packs. and just making sure my stuff charged up because I am infamous for taking my laptop off the charger and walking around and leaving it off. It goes out, and then I'm like, oh I ain't got another like 20% left on my laptop. Um, but yeah, but you can easily get to a co-working space. Those are always like fully up, internet up, and all that stuff. Um, we've had like maybe two major blackouts since I've been here in the past year, where it was kind of like island wide blackout. Like
Mm.
sometimes it's like when they have an outage because they doing work. Like they don't have a reserve power source when they do work on the line. So like they doing work on the lines, that shit going out.
Like for everybody.
So yeah, it's going out for everybody. So yeah, but like I said, that doesn't happen as often as it used to, thankfully. Knock on
Mm.
wood. Um so yeah, I bought like, and then there's on Amazon you can get like, which I just lost this down battery pack that I had. Well, I know I didn't lose. I left it in New York. Um, in a coffee shop in New York. There's like capacity batteries that you can actually charge your laptop with. It was like $50 and it worked pretty good too.
Oh, really?
Um, yeah, on Amazon. Look up laptop battery chargers, portable, and it wasn't that heavy. It was probably like it's probably about a pound. It had to, I mean, because you got to have a good bit of source to power up an actual laptop. But it would charge a laptop fully in like an hour. And still you could charge other things off of it too. You could put your phone in there and charge it all while charging the laptop. Cool shit. And I
Oh,
left it in freaking New York. I was salty as I don't know what on that because it's not big. It's it's about the size of mm, size of a cucumber maybe. It's kind of long like a cucumber, but it's it's square. It's kind of like yeah, square. But yeah, left that shit in New York. I hope they still have. I left it in the cops. I told them I was trying to come back to New York recently, but um, I ain't made it out there yet. But But it was only $50. I can get another one.
so what has travel taught you about yourself?
Oh man, that I ain't. I said I ain't. No, that I am resilient. Um, that I can figure out anything because things gonna happen when you travel. Um, I've learned that I can sleep anywhere. I can sleep in an airport. I can sleep in a crazy hostel. Um,
I ain't learned that lesson.
what, the airport or the hostel?
Both.
Girl, you ain't never slept in an airport before. You lucky.
I'll
You ain't
get a
never
whole.
had your flight.
Yeah, I'll get a hotel.
Well, but so yeah, I know. I've done that before too. Where it's like, but sometimes it's like it's only like 6 hours, and like the hotels are like I don't want to spend like $150 for a hotel, along with the transportation to get there and all that. Like so, and then you have to kind of leave early and all that. I just ball up my coat and sleep right here. Before you know it, yeah. So, um, yeah. What else? Um, that I love culture. That I really, really love culture. Um, Yeah, and that I don't like tourist places. I like to go where the locals go and eat where the locals eat. I be asking, in tourists, I'm like, what, where can I go to eat? They be like, oh, well, you can go over here and blah blah blah. And I'm like, no, I'm like, where would you go to eat? Like you wouldn't eat over here. And they be like, well, place I go is like you gotta take a bus and all right, tell me more. I want to go there. I want to go to that spot
Do you
because
think
typically the food
travel
is probably better.
do you think travel has taught you anything about being a man or shaped
You know,
how
man.
you
Um, being a man, like, I mean, I think it's taught me to have more I think it's taught me have more compassion. I think just as in a person itself. Like I said, we in the United States, like we need a lot to have a good time. We need certain things to have a good time, and I've learned that some of these countries have less, but they have more fun.
Hmm.
And that even from the kids, like the kids outside playing with a tire, a old tire, and they having the time of their life in Samana, Dominican Republic. Whereas there's an ox, there's a donkey, there's a few goats over here, and they in the field playing with this tire, having the time of their goddamn life, getting all the good vitamin D sun rays, um, getting all the good oxygen, natural air in their bodies and their lungs. Like that's just like beautiful to me. And people not on their phones. They have phones, but they only using it to check the time because they done been out there for like 8 hours. You know, and it's just so beautiful to me on that aspect. And I guess you could, I don't know if that's on like a manly level, but as a human being, that's what I've learned, that I don't really need a lot to have a good time.
I think that was very good. All right, we
Thank
losing
you.
daylight, people. We're losing daylight. We're gonna have to wrap it up.
Yes, we can end it on that note.
I think that was beautiful. Adrian, I appreciate you joining me on my channel for a beautiful conversation. I appreciate the people in the chat who have me rolling silently. Um, Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for watching. Is there anything you feel like we didn't cover? Drop down in the comment section. Do you have any more questions for Adrian about Puerto Rico? What was your favorite part of this chat? Let me know. If you have not liked the video, like the video. If you have not subscribed to the Aqua Black Nomad, subscribe to the Aqua Black Nomad. Did you know you can become a channel member? This is a small way to show that you support the content that I am creating. Is there anybody that you would like to see on the channel? Drop down in the comment section. Let me know. I could make a connect. I could talk to the people. Okay.
They want to know about the big booty lawyer in Tulum.
And on
They
that
want to
note,
know.
y'all carry on and have a great Saturday, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Peace out.
All right,
Gotta get him.
Keyoka.
Gotta get him off the lap quickly. Gotta get him out of here quickly. Oh my God.